What if humans had photosynthesis? Imagine you could skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner and instead just stand outside in the sun, soaking up energy like a big, lazy lizard. No cooking, no dishes, no grocery store meltdowns in aisle 3. Just you, some sunlight, and maybe a light mist of water if you're feeling fancy. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, maybe not. Let's dig in. Photosynthesis is how plants take sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide and turn them into glucose, basically plant sugar. They pull this off with chloroplasts, tiny green factories in their cells stuffed with chlorophyll, the pigment that makes leaves green, and scientists excited. For humans to photosynthesize, we'd need chloroplasts in our skin cells, millions of them. And yes, that means your new skin tone would be somewhere between a fresh spring leaf and Shrek on vacation. It's a green look. Now here's the big plot twist. Photosynthesis in plants is not exactly a power-packed process. Even in perfect sunny conditions, a square meter of leaf can only crank out about 200 calories a day. That's one slice of bread, just one. The average human needs around 2,000 to 2,500 calories just to keep from collapsing into a sad heap. That means, to fuel yourself purely on sunlight, you'd need either a ton of skin, like football field amounts, or to spend every waking hour sunbathing in the nude. Not a great plan for office workers, people who live in cloudy cities, or anyone who doesn't want to get arrested. Some animals actually cheat their way into photosynthesis. The emerald green sea slug, for example, literally steals chloroplasts from the algae it eats and stuffs them into its own tissues, turning itself into a slug-leaf hybrid. The pea aphid uses its own pigments to harvest sunlight. Nature's weird like that, but they're small, slow, and don't need a human-sized lunch every day. If we had the ability, it wouldn't make food obsolete. It would just give us a little energy boost, like having a solar-powered snack bar built into your skin. On sunny days, you might get a couple of hundred free calories, enough to keep you alive a bit longer if you're lost in the wilderness, as long as you can find water. On cloudy days, winter nights, or say, your average cubicle job, you'd still need pizza. Society would change in funny ways. Offices might have sun lounges instead of coffee machines. Schools could schedule photosynthesis breaks instead of recess. Fashion would trend toward clothes that let the sun in. Goodbye heavy jackets, hello mesh everything, and real estate prices for sunny balconies, well, going through the roof. Might even have a tiny environmental benefit. Every human on Earth turning sunlight and carbon dioxide into sugar would slightly reduce CO2 levels. Not much, nowhere near enough to fix climate change. But it's better than nothing. The real downside? Sunburns. If we were designed to harvest more sunlight, we'd also be getting more UV exposure. Evolution might give us natural sunscreen, like darker pigments or thicker skin, but we'd still have to watch out for skin cancer. Basically, we'd be trading grocery bills for a much higher sunscreen budget. So would it be worth it? If you were stranded on Mars with limited food, absolutely. You'd just lie out in the sun like a human houseplant. On Earth, though, it's less superpower and more handy trick, the biological equivalent of a pocket flashlight. You'd still need to eat, you'd still have a fridge, and you'd still find yourself in line at the grocery store. Only this time, you'd be green enough that strangers might ask if you're okay. In the end, humans with photosynthesis would be a little more self-sufficient, a lot more outdoorsy, and probably constantly making salad jokes about themselves. You wouldn't be replacing dinner with sunbeams, but you'd never look at a sunny day the same way again.